Our number one goal was to find a solution that would help us have visibility and tracking of our new product development projects, from the conceptualization through R&D all the way up to first article manufacturing. And we needed something that could really bring the cross-functional teams together, help us communicate not only in our own office but also to our factories overseas with our engineering teams everywhere. And this really allowed us to be flexible and meet our needs for the short term as well as explore how to become better in the long term. Incredible visibility and user interface made it was inherently simple to understand. As soon as you logged on, you got it, and that's where my projects are, that's where my tasks are, that's where my reports are. Whereas other softwares have those features, but it wasn't just as inherently, okay, this is how you do it. I mean, you log on, the first thing you see is the 5 drop downs across the top. You know, my, find, create, recent, favorites. It can't be any more simple than that. So the ability that it was going to be very simple, easy to understand, because our overseas user needs something as easy to understand as we think it is. And so they could pick up one of those concepts also, and I knew that. And then once we went through the demos and we saw how easy it was to customize and make it configured flexibly for all of our users, that's exactly what we decided we needed. Our new product development, so it allows us to conceptualize and provide initial specifications and such out of St. Louis, and then either run with the final specifications and designs out of St. Louis at our prototyping facility or overseas at our manufacturing and engineering facilities there. They can then come back and say, here's a great idea, this works well, this doesn't work well, here's the product, why don't you guys test it. The product itself physically transfers back to St. Louis. We do the testing, and we post the test data for everybody on the team, domestic and overseas, to see the same information. So it allows us to pretty much get the process going without a whole bunch of engineers flying over to Asia every 5 weeks or anything like that. I mean, it's a lot more just daily interaction. Our number one thing by far is communication. It puts everybody on the same page. There's no questions asked. Everybody sees the same stuff. There's no confusion. Number two thing I like is how we can customize it to meet each group's needs. You know, we have a fairly small organization in our engineering and R&D group, but you know, we have 6 product categories that are using the software, and one of our categories is only 2 people, but they're dealing with factories overseas. So we can customize it for our largest category, which is about 12 people, all the way down to 2 people, and the differences of those two groups and what they need are like night and day. But the amount of time it takes me to customize it to what they need, 30 minutes maybe, and I can have it exactly to what that little group needs and exactly what the big group needs. And so the ability to run on the fly, make changes is fantastic. And then finally, the ability for us to coordinate our meetings. That way our meetings are effective and they're efficient. They're not drawn out. I mean, everybody knows exactly what we're going to look at. We have the standard meeting view we look at every week, and everybody can, even if they miss the meeting and say they're traveling, vacation, whatever, they can, as soon as they get to wherever they're going, if they really want to check on something, they can find out exactly what happened in that meeting, looking at the meeting reports we post to different projects. And they can say, okay, they talked about my project. Here's what everybody thought about it. Okay, I can see what it's going, and I keep going on. So it's really standardized things for us. It's brought us closer together to communicate, and it's we're really eligible and able to customize it exactly how we need to for our users.